Actions have consequences, and Elon Musk continues to explore the find out phase. And sometimes even Fox News gets a chyron correct every now and then. Check out this clip.
Next generation technology. I think if you want to learn something on this show tonight, buy Tesla. It's unbelievable that this guy's stock is this cheap. It'll never be this cheap again. When people understand the things he's building, the robots he's building, the technology he's building.
Notice the chyron. Notice the chyron at the bottom. Democrats want to destroy Musk. And I have to say, yes. As a matter of fact, we do. And it's not just Democrats. People that voted MAGA cannot stand this guy. Independents cannot stand this guy. This guy is a stain. This guy is a Nazi. This guy is a fraud. This guy is a parasite that sucks off of hardworking Americans and wants to take their earned benefits. Social Security is something that all Americans earn, is taken out of our paychecks, and then we are to get it at a later date when we are older and unable to work. And Elon Musk, the parasitic shit stain that he is, wants to take that from Americans. And yes, we do want to destroy Tesla. And I will say this, if Tesla doesn't want to be destroyed, it's very simple. Fire Elon Musk, have a press conference and say this guy's a Nazi. He's an untreated drug addict. He is unhinged. He is anti-democratic. We want nothing to do with him. He didn't even invent Tesla. Nikola Tesla did. And we intend to restore this brand to this country and earn goodwill with the people. And guess what would happen to the stock? It would go right back up. If Tesla wants their stock to be successful, then that's their choice. But in the interim, all decent Americans will work day in, day out, nonstop, round the clock to destroy Elon Musk.
Absolutely love that. Two things I'm going to say about that. Where was the Fox chyron that said Elon Musk is doing Nazi hand gestures at inauguration? We didn't see that. And I want to point out to everyone, Howard Lutnick is the Secretary of Commerce. He is pushing a stock on the American people. As best I can tell, that is illegal. And if he personally owns Tesla stock, that is a personal crime that he is committing. So let's not be fooled. This guy has an ulterior motive, and it is to suck Donald Trump's dick and to suck Elon Musk's dick and to earn money.
All of MAGA they play one side of a game. Of course he owns Tesla stock. Of course what he is doing is illegal. Of course everything that Trump and Musk and everybody is doing is illegal. The entire bit of it is. And this is where Democrats have to step in and get their hands dirty and say these people are absolute criminals. And we can talk about the little tiny things they keep doing that are illegal, or really start bullying the shit out of them relentlessly. And it's working with Elon. It is working. He has been reported to have been crying audibly in the White House like a little titty baby, crying. And then Donald Trump wants to cheer him up. And then they get all of the MAGA bros to cheer him up on the manosphere. And then they get Fox, and they get, the uber masculine Jesse Waters out there to rough up Tim Walz. It's just the biggest display of a titty baby parade I have ever seen in my life. But there's a plot twist to this whole thing. And I want to say, who is behind the Tesla cars catching on fire or intentionally being burned? Nicole Monet says, I am convinced Elon is behind the attacks on Tesla cars and dealerships. He's drumming up rage for MAGA as he commits insurance fraud. The cars aren't selling. Might as well torch them to create propaganda, then collect the insurance money. There is no proof I am wrong. And I agree, there's no proof whatsoever that Elon Musk isn't doing this. We all know he cheats on video games. He pays one of the best video game players in the world to impersonate him. How do we know Elon isn't behind this? The number one place that MAGA likes to be, they love to play victim. Donald Trump's victim of a witch hunt. He's victim of all of these, nasty women. He's a victim of CBS News. He's a victim of Bud Light. He's a victim, titty baby, city victim. Elon Musk is the exact same way. Elon Musk's mom had to go on Fox to say, quit being mean to my son. So I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory or not, but I do know this. We need to talk about it. I
Right.
think it's absolutely possible that Elon is setting his own cars on fire because nobody wants to buy the pieces of shit. Nobody can trade them in and get any money for them because this is the most toxic item in the world today is a swastika.
Well, show me the proof that they're not blowing up because they're poorly made. I mean, we've got recalls, we've got brakes. You could tear them apart with, an eyelash. So these cars are not great cars anyway. And when you say it like she said it in that tweet, nobody's buying these cars. The stock is tanking. They're sitting on lots. No one's buying them. Insurance will have to reimburse you if they go up in flames. It's not a terrible theory.
And then also, Fox is, we just have to remind everybody, is an entertainment channel for dumb people who need to pretend like they're smart by watching the news. That's what it is. It's dumb people saying, oh, I'm watching the news because they can't comprehend facts. So they have to dumb it down on Fox. So how do we think Fox is handling this Tesla tank?
There's someone in one of these cars, they blow up. That can happen. That becomes murder or worse, terrorism plus. And I know that on January 20th, the president signed into law, through an executive order, restoring the death penalty. Do you think this sort of thing, and I hate to think it, people leave their children and pets in cars. I mean, you don't know. This is deadly, dangerous stuff these liberal protesters are playing with.
Yes, it is, Harris. And what I can tell you is that President Trump condemns this violence, and he is determined to restore law and order in our country, and he will ensure that
the great condemner of violence, Donald Trump, he wants to restore the country to law and order. Meanwhile, all of his nut job supporters go and take a shit in the Capitol and beat up cops, and he pardons them. Give me a break. And Fox News, is your audience, do they sit around in the fetal position, scared to death, drinking, probably their nutrition shakes, substitute a meal shake, and they probably have a resting heart rate of 150, 160 with that woman sitting there telling them that people are going to get the death penalty. This is histrionics. Mm-hmm. This is an entertainment channel, and shame on Rupert Murdoch for the destruction that he has done to democracy. And just as an aside, what self-respecting Black woman sits there and supports absolute racists? She's seen the reports of what the Department of Defense is doing, and they are removing any accolades or any positive thing that military members that are Black did for the military. And I want to remind everybody that during segregation, Black soldiers would go off and fight for this country and then come back here and get beat up on and bullied by asshole white people. And she knows that. So what the fuck is she doing working for a bunch of racists? I mean, that just grosses me out. And fuck you, Rupert Murdoch.
The whole thing is ridiculous. Harris Faulkner, she sat on that stage at the National Association of Black Journalists and watched Donald Trump be so racist and ugly. And she still sits up there and she kisses his ass. And she still has this lying liar who lies a lot, Caroline Leavitt, who I cannot stand, who they've done an average. She lies like 36 times every press conference. Every day she goes out and at least tells 36 lies. I mean, come on. And they're not even believable. She has no knowledge about economics. And to sit around and act like somebody blowing up a Tesla is an act of terror and that the Trump administration, I mean, it's a property crime. Okay, it's a property crime. It is not an act of terrorism to blow up a Tesla. I'm not condoning it. I don't think it's right, but it is certainly not an act of terror. And then throwing out the death penalty, you're right. It's histrionics. It's foolish. It makes the people that say it and the people that watch it dumber than we already thought they were. And that was dumb.
Yeah, and they just sit around in fear all the time. Like these Fox News viewers must just be scared constantly. There's a caravan of immigrants. There's trans drag queens trying to, overturn the American government. Kids are going to school and getting their wieners whacked off, and they just sit around their resting heart rate. Go fucking live your life and turn off Fox. It's pathetic. All right, next up, Tesla is, as you can imagine, the books are not kosher.
No.
Let me put up this headline that's coming out that's not getting enough attention. Tesla accounting raises red flags as report shows $1.4 billion is missing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but hypothetically, if I were, I would say that maybe some of that money could have gone to make a pact with a man that was probably going to go to prison. And then maybe the owner of this company was probably going to go to prison. You give him $300 million so that you can make sure that you both don't go to prison. And then you game the algorithm of this Nazi website that you run. Also, you've got to cover, allegedly, according to that one tweeter, he's out there blowing up his own cars, trying to blame it on liberals, which is exactly what they did at January 6th. Right. They tried to blame it on Antifa, which, funny enough, if you follow that logic, Trump pardoned Antifa.
Right.
But I just think that's pretty interesting.
Elon Musk is no doubt every bit as corrupt as Donald Trump. And we know Donald Trump cooks his books because he got a judgment for $400 million in New York because he is so corrupt in the way he runs his businesses. So I have zero doubt that Elon Musk is up to his eyeballs in corruption at Tesla and X and everywhere else he goes.
Okay, next up, we have a clip from Bill Burr, who just, in random conversation on Tonight Show, he just throws in some mild Elon Musk bashing. And I want every Democratic every person that believes in democracy to turn into a full-time Elon Musk hater. When you're at the coffee shop, when you are walking down the street, when you're having small talk with anybody, just throw in some mild Elon Musk bashing for America. Watch this masterclass and just slipping it right in.
Positive time, Jimmy.
Yeah, it really is.
Billionaires are not happy having $1 billion. Why does Elon Musk dress like he just...
All right, thank you. Oh my God.
Why does Elon Musk dress like he just got out of a Hot Topic? I am so sick of that guy trying to rewrite his origin story like he was Matthew McConaughey pulling into the high school. It's like you were a nerd, nobody banged you, and now you have hair plugs and your laminated face. No, and everybody is afraid of these nerds. I don't get it. My whole life, feminists were focusing on frat boys and guys with their hats on backwards, and they left the nerds alone. And now look at them.
Exactly. Listen up. Feminists and supporters of feminists and just people who are normal people that believe in democracy browbeat the shit out of these fucking nerds all day long. Zuckerberg goes on a podcast and says he feels neutered. He's worth billions of dollars. What a titty baby. Elon Musk in the fetal position, crying to Donald Trump for comfort, and you make Donald Trump reduce the entire country to an infomercial for your piece of shit car that nobody wants. You think there aren't consequences for being a Nazi? The entire city of London has dedicated every advertising spot to talking about what an abject failure Nazi piece of shit you are. And Democrats, we have to turn into world-class haters. World-class haters. Haters for good. All right, subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million. Come on, people. Help us. Help these two broads out. We'll see you all later.